What up? Hey, what up? What up? Hey, what up? What up? Hey, what up? Hey, what up?
What up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome back to Lukegsfieldreview. This time we back at it doing a review of the 2019 draft prospects that the Detroit Lions have met with. Today we're going to be looking at the quarterbacks, and as you can see, the first quarterback we have up is Tyler Wiggers. Tyler Wiggers is a hometown person. As you can see, he's from Lake Orion, Michigan. 6'4", 227. He's a senior at Eastern Michigan. He finished the season with 1,887 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Now, I know many of you would look and see this low number of passing yards, but don't be alarmed. I think overall this would be someone that the Lions will look at in terms of a late pick. You know, maybe the 6th or 7th round. If I was guessing, that would be what I would go for. He did play 2 years, or had some playing time in 2 years at Iowa, where you can see right here he didn't get a lot of playing time. And then he transferred over to Eastern Michigan, where you can see he's completed 171 of his 264 passes for 64.8% of his passes. He's got 7.1 yards per pass attempt, which, you know, not great, but not bad. He's been sacked a lot, 28 times. So, I mean, that lets you know something. In terms of his rushing, as you can see here, he had 66 attempts for 48 yards. I'm not going to say he's this mobile guy, but he certainly is not a statue. Then we're going to go over to the next prospect they visited with, a junior out of Buffalo, a guy that I've been talking about for a while, which is Tyree Jackson, 6'7", 245, also a Michigan native from Norton Shores, Michigan. As you can see right here, he passed for 3,131 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. If you look right here, the most telling thing is this. The completion percentage, 53.1%, 60.3%, 55.3%. I mean, it ain't the greatest, but it certainly ain't the worst I've ever seen. And given his height and other skill sets, I think this would be worth a look. As you can see here, his sacks are they pretty up there, but not too much. But the guy has earned. He literally has earned. He's thrown the ball 407 times, completed 225 of those. But here's where he gets his bread and butter. He's a runner. So, you know, as you can see right here in 2016, he had almost 400 yards. 2017, you know, he kind of toned down the running, kind of stuck to the pocket, almost 200 yards. And then in 2018, again, he toned it down some more and only ran when he had to. So, not bad. Now, those are two strong possibilities. The third prospect that they met with is Dwayne Haskins. And this, to me, is the guy that I said that I could see the Lions deciding to take a shot on if a quarterback fell to him. But the more I think about it, it just don't make sense. I don't think he'll make it down there to the Detroit Lions. In fact, I think that's another one of those smoke screens. But nonetheless, Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State quarterback, 4,831 yards passing, 50 touchdowns. Yes, I said 50. 50 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. And as you can see here, in 1 year of starting, he threw the ball just as much as Matthew Stafford, 533 times, completed 373% of those for 70% of his passes. I mean, on top of that, he ran the ball 79 times, 108 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. And again, this is just looking at somebody to say this. If you bring this guy in, which I just don't see it happening, but if there was a quarterback that they would truly consider bringing in, I think it would be him. I just think it's another one of those smoke screens. Nonetheless, they visit with him. Now, I am going to have to go back and look at the information for when they visit these players, but don't worry, I'm going to get you the facts. No speculation, all truth. The next person that we're going to look at that they brought in was Kyler Murray. Again, Another prospect I don't think we'll ever have a chance of getting, but nonetheless, they went on a visit with him just in case. 4,361 yards, 42 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. And as you can see right here, he threw the ball 377 times for a 69% completion percentage. He completed 260 of them. His bread and butter's right here. I mean, 140 attempts, 1,001 rushing yards. That's a 7.2 yard average and 12 touchdowns. That's a lot of offensive production, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. In terms of just looking at that part of it, that is very telling. So now you may be wondering, what does this all say about the Detroit Lions? Two of these guys are legitimate options, while two of them are pretty much smoke screen options to try to pressure some teams into making some trades or feeling like that they are more than serious about taking these players. Now, they met with Dwayne Haskins at the Combine, and in terms of Kyler Murray, they've met with him at the Combine. So they met with Kyler Murray at the Combine. They met with Dwayne Haskins at the Combine. In terms of Tyree Jackson, they've met with him at least twice that I've known of. Once at his pro day. So yes, the Lions were at the Buffalo pro day, which I have some speculations that they were not there really for a quarterback, but to look at wide receiver Anthony Johnson and linebacker Khalil Hodge, as well as there's another linebacker that plays like an outside stand-up 2-point stands, like edge rushing defensive end. But nonetheless, we'll get into that in another video. But yes, they were there at his pro day and at his combine. Now, excuse me. Now, in terms of Tyler Wiggs, they met with him at the local pro day. So that was all here. So that's it for now. These were the quarterbacks that they looked at that they met with so far. And we'll be back at it with some more prospects.